go. Game number 1 kicks off in the blue. Swarm Gaming, Scrubkilla, Stocky, and Pashy. In the orange, Flipside Tactics, Mike Rules, Marky Duda, and Kuxir. And already, wow. Speaking of the aerial assassin, here comes Kuxir.
Yeah, really nice setup there from Mike Rules. Bounces it right off the wall, sets it up right in the middle of the pitch, and Kuxir was already there, up in the air, ready to hit that one.
So, great early goal for Flipside to get this thing going. I'm not sure how Swarm's going to respond. I mean, that's really just a question. I know I've asked that like 100 times now, but that's the thing that's going to decide this series. How is Swarm going to adjust and play against this Flipside team? You know, I think they're the ones that are going to have to adjust. I think Flipside can handle just about anything, and they've proven it throughout their entire EU tournament history in every team that they've not only played against, but really just beaten senselessly.
Yeah. I think Swarm has the ability to pull this one around. What they need to do is they need to make offensive chances that happen very quickly. I think if anyone has the ability to do that, it's Swarm. And so what we need to see from them is turning the ball on its head as fast as possible and really making those offensive chances count for them. Putting it on the scoreboard. That's what needs to happen.
It is, and it's not easy against Flipside, whether you're at full strength or whether you're playing with a sub. I mean, they are a team that will challenge you on every end of the ball, on both sides of the pitch, from ground, from air, usually from air, and that's the biggest problem. Oh, and a big shot gets turned away by Mike Rules.
Wow, I want to point out that bump from Mike Rules. He bumps Pashy as he's coming down from that aerial and really disrupts that play.
Very nice play there, and Pashy with a huge save to keep the scoreline at 1-0. Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not seeing the same type of play out of Swarm that I'm used to, but it could be just enough. Here comes Stocky trying to play it up. Oh, and he gets it past!
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. See, they get a breakaway. It's a 1v1, and Stocky is able to push it right past Mike Rules and put them on the board.
Yeah, just that little dribble back and forth on the defense, and he stayed in the right position so that every rebound that Mike tried to clear didn't go past him, and he managed to beat him on the final bounce and get that goal. I mean, that's just sort of hammering the goal in right there.
Yeah. If you're wondering, 6 shots for Stocky and Mike Rules 5 saves. So it was one of those back and forth right there.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah. Swarm looking pretty good right now, I must say. A lot of good chances starting to develop here. And there, and Stocky!
What a shot from Stocky!
Outstanding play. We're going to see this one more time. Comes off the corner, gets a nice touch in the sky. Can't be stopped by Mike. Mike Rules having a bit of a hard time dealing with Stocky so far today. And now Swarm with a 2-goal scoreline, trying to extend this lead. I think they want to get as much of a lead as they can, because 1 goal is not a lot of a lead against Flipside.
No, absolutely. If we've seen anything from Flipside today, it's that they can score on a dime. You know, you leave an open goal or something, and even if it's not wide open and they got a couple defenders back there, Flipside can really capitalize on these chances. So, yeah, they're going to want to score again if they can maintain this 1-goal lead. That's fine, but yeah, I don't think Swarm's satisfied with that just yet.
No, definitely not. Scrubkilla looking great on defense. That's sort of been his role in this game, just playing the defensive position. Usually Swarm doesn't really have a full-fledged defender. You know, they rotate so much with that aggressive style. It's just like Flipside. They don't have a full-fledged defender either. You might say that Mike Rules tends to fall into that role, but not always. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen Kuxir come flying out of nowhere. And speaking of flying out of nowhere, Pashy gets a 2nd goal, his first of the day, but the 3rd for the team to open up that gap. 1.5 minutes to go. Just a bad clear off the wall. Pashy takes advantage of it.
Yeah, it's not something you see very often from Flipside in general, but especially from Kuxir, kind of floundering that clear off the wall there.
Yeah, and I can see DeBoer's now in the chat. Hopefully he's going to see a good showing by his brethren in Swarm. So far, they're looking good in Game 1, but it is just Game 1. Again, I can't tell you how many times I've seen Flipside drop Game 1 only to come back and win the whole thing. But there's Mike Rules, not ready to be ruled out yet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see this aerial coming out of Mike Rules there and just puts it right over Scrubkilla. I think it was just a series of bad clears coming out of Swarm Gaming there.
Yeah, clears are a big factor here. You know, it's not just where you put the ball or how far you put it. It's just a matter of making sure that you're mindful of where your opponents are, too. You clear that ball into a position where your opponents can make contact with it first, and you might as well just center the shot for them.
Yeah, exactly. Nice pass, Barrett.
Oh, and it nearly goes in, but Pashy with such a huge critical stop to keep the lead.
Mike with a nice aerial almost puts it in the goal.
Swarm gets a long distance.
Oh, wow.
Big long distance shot from halfway down. Look at this again. Way past the halfway line. Nobody back to stop it. Swarm keeping their lead, growing it a little bit to try and keep this game in their favor.
Yeah, and honestly, you see Flipside, what their plan is to keep it on the blue side of the pitch the whole time. Well, it doesn't really matter if you end up passing it to one of the members of Swarm Gaming and they're able to put on a long goal like that.
Yeah, right now. Oh, there's going to be oh, and that one goes off the post. Looked like it was going to be a go-ahead. Kooks here, though, trying to close this gap again. We can see it comes off of Markey, who misses it. Goes off the post, but Kooks here right there to follow up. So hard to get to those really fast aerial shots. Well, not really aerial, but just in the air shots, I should say. When they come off the ground like that and they're above the car and you need boost to get to it, it's really hard to catch them. And now final 10 seconds about to come up on the clock. Swarm has to play safe. Can't let another goal in. They don't want this to go to overtime. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, and honestly, there's still a huge chance that Flipside can do something even in 0 seconds. And as I say that, well, it hits the ground.
No real 0-second time there, as Swarm Gaming takes the first game of this series.
Yeah, so as Flipside, do you change your strategy here? I mean, you put, if you look at it, they had 11 shots on goal compared to Swarm's only 10 shots on goal. So it was very, very close, but Swarm ends up taking the victory here. What do you do if you're Flipside? I know they had a lot of chances there for decent tries and just did not capitalize. But more than that, they had a lot of those long-distance goals and clears that really hurt them in the long run.
Yeah, I don't know if you can really change up too much. You know, what they were doing was clearly working. They just it wasn't working as well as what Swarm was doing. But Swarm obviously not taking the same strategy they have been. They're not playing as aggressively as they were. So that's a good sign for them as well. But I don't know what Flipside really needs to do here. I think just turn the heat up is probably going to be their biggest strategy. That's typically what they do when they lose a game. They just start applying more offensive pressure, and it tends to work. So, I mean, we're going to find out. Still at least 3 games to play. This is a best-of-7 series. Swarm Gaming has the 1-game lead right now. And, yeah, we are... I'm very interested to see how Flipside responds, what they change up, if they change anything up, or if they just decide, okay, let's play this for real and really start to bring the pressure.
Yeah, I think the main thing they need to do is make sure that when they're in the opposing zone, if Swarm is trying to clear it out, that they keep it in the zone, but they also don't give Swarm the opportunity to make any of those long goals. They need to make sure that if they're keeping it in the blue side of the pitch, that they're not giving Swarm any opportunities.
Exactly. You can see here, yeah, you're not going to be able to dribble it past a lot of these players. They're too aware of how to respond to that sort of stuff. Good setup here for Swarm, though. Oh, yeah. But they could not get to it. It just was a little too far out of position.
I think Stocky just misjudged that one off the ceiling there, and obviously it happens. I mean, balls off the ceiling are really hard to judge.
Yeah, it's not easy to know where every bounce is going to be. And here we go. Another big long-distance shot turned aside by Markey Duda.
Yeah, really good clear there by Markey.
They are doing a great job of making Swarm fight for it. Still 0 score. We're heading to the 3-minute mark. We just crossed the 4-minute mark, actually. But now Flipside, like I said, they got to start turning the offensive pressure on. You know, put some goals up early. Show like what they typically do when they're down a game. Because if Swarm beats them here, I'm going to be honest, like if Swarm takes this game in this series, I should say, they have clearly emerged as #1 team in Europe. You know, if they can prove that they don't even need their full complement to take out Flipside, then that's all they need to emerge as #1. I think that's pretty much a given. But that is way easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was a really nice chance there for Flipside, and Scrubkilla actually able to clear that one away. So even with the sub, they're able to pull ahead here. And yeah, really nice save there from Flipside as well.
Still nothing on the board. There goes Mike Rules. Well, the demolition strategy coming through a little bit here and there. Kooks here with a nice clear cross the goal to keep everything alive. I mean, this could come down to a case of first goal wins. And speaking of which, we nearly got it there. Pesci, though, missed on the aerial to try and redirect that a little bit. Down goes Marky Duda. Good chance here for Swarm. But no, Kooks here again comes flying out of nowhere to turn that aside. So they stop that offensive attack.
Yeah, I think the fact that Flipside is even putting themselves in the situation where they're getting demolished here is really saying something about the way Flipside's playing. I think they really need to turn it on, and they just haven't flipped that switch yet. Once we see that, we probably won't see too many demolitions coming through. Oh,
and there's your early goal. Marky Duda puts it on the board. You can see kind of a stop here by Pesci. Wasn't really cleared out too well. And Marky managed to be right there to finish that up. So, honestly, you know, you can do all the demolitions you want. You can get all the great stops and clears. If you're not getting goals, though, you're not going to win the game. And that's all Flipside needs. It's just at least one goal. And they've got it so far. So now it's up to Swarm. Turn this away, and they're starting early. Bringing the pressure back.
That's a big goal from Flipside. I mean, the fact that they're up now means they can continue doing what they have been doing and playing this back and forth game because they're already ahead. And that's to say that Pesci with the comeback goal.
Yeah, there were a lot of really good chances coming there. You can see Pesci kind of whiffs on that earlier attempt, but after the setup by Scrubkilla, gets the redirect. Perfect goal. Ties things up. 1.5 minutes left to play. Really, Swarm is just looking fantastic right now. I mean, even when they don't have De Boer, they just are looking really on point. They know how they want to approach these games. And Flipside, I mean, I said it last time, but I feel like their time's coming where their reign as the undefeated kings of EU is going to come to an end. And I know that they did lose at Gfinity, but it wasn't the full Flipside complement. So that's going to be a big asterisk that you have to put on that. But as far as the EU Cups go, here in ESL, they've only ever not won one. They won the first one, and they've won the previous 6. So, big stops, though, coming out from Swarm to try to keep this alive.
Yeah, and honestly, the amount of play that Swarm is putting up here it's very impressive. Even without their full roster, as we've been saying, they still look like a very, very top-tier team. So this is turning out to be a good series.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly expected to see some quality play out of here, you know, and it's really just going to come down to who wins these games. They're all so close. And now, final 20 seconds. Either team looking for the go-ahead. They don't want overtime. Overtime has so many questions. Pesci playing a little bit nicely, but he floats it too high. So Mike Rules able to turn it aside. Here comes Flipside. They play it to the corner. They want to keep it in the air because they know that works. We're still in 0-second time now. That's going to hit the wall, probably hit the ground too. Yep, we're going to overtime.
All right, well, the first overtime of this series. Crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not too surprised. You get two teams that are so evenly matched like this. You know, they're bound to just deliver. And oh, what a huge stop by Pesci. But he's got to clear it out. They have to get it out of harm's way now. And that floater there turned aside by Scrubkilla. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Unreal saves.
That's the flip side we were looking for. They had some seriously great chances on goal there, but some crazy saves coming out of Swarm.
Oh, look at that, Markey. Great little side swipe to get Pashy off the ball. Pashy had a good angle in on that, but he just got sideswiped away. They are getting a ton of great chances here, and Swarm has to respond. Unreal defense, though. I mean, that was just incredible skill and incredible luck, too. It's a little bit of both sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the situation was they have certain chances and they have to stop them, and they were able to do it. So there you go. But honestly, I think Flipside's putting up a lot of pressure right now. They do not want to go down 2 games in this best of 7.
No, definitely not. But there goes Marky Duda. Gets taken out by Stocky. Nice use of that demolition play. But, oh, it could be too much. Scrub Killer turns it away. Sent into the corner by Pashy. He's going to try and set up somebody. Probably Stocky. Can't quite get a good setup off that. But they do turn a decent offensive chance away. Now Scrub Killer has to take it in front of the goal, send it away. Those are always risky clears when you have to clear it in front of your goal line like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's a big wide open shot.
Ooh.
Oh,
Not
good.
a great clear from Mike right there. That was pretty scary.
A little bit of a pool shot on Pashy. Good follow through, but they can't put it in. It goes just too high.
That crossbar, man.
That is the best goalkeeper in Rocket League, I guarantee you. Another shot goes off the corner. So many good chances for both teams, and they're either getting incredible luck or incredibly skilled stops. I don't know which.
Yeah, wow. It's a mixture of both. And honestly, these teams playing at this level, a little bit of luck comes in handy every once in a while.
Oh, you need it. There's always a little bit of luck on your side, and there's a nice play. Stocky has to clear it across the goal again. Flipside denied. Such a long overtime period right now, folks.
Yeah,
we're practically
like
getting another 5 minutes.
Swarm is trying their best to regroup over on their side, but Flipside's just not giving them that opportunity.
No, they're stuck playing defense, but here goes another flip chance, but it does get turned away. Marky Duda's going to try to put it on net. Pashy plays it out. Scrub Killer sends it downfield. They've got good teamwork here with this sub. Scrub Killer acting great as a sort of fill-in here. Pashy again with a big stop. Desperately trying to get that golden goal. Flipside getting so many chances, and the rule is you put a ton of chances on the net, something will go in. So you can't let your opponents just hammer away.
Already we're seeing well above double shots on goal for Flipside.
You saw that little trickling shot going towards the net, but unfortunately it was not going fast enough. Kooksier has so much speed. Good play off the wall. Kooksier gets knocked out of the way, but they can't do anything to follow up. Here comes Marky. Gets the game winner.
Wow. Wow, that was really intense back and forth. And Marky just, again, like you said, put the ball on goal. Eventually it'll go in. And there it's just, maybe it was a little bit of luck on that placement, but absolutely he put it in a good spot. And Swarm just not able to stop that shot.
Yeah, and that was enough to give them the to sort of tie this series up, I should say. I was going to say give them a 2-game lead, but no, they are not down. They are tied in this best of 7 series.
Yeah, and I want to point out 7 saves coming out of Scrub Killer in that game. That is ridiculous. His defense is really what kept Swarm in that game for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell Marky Duda, 9 shots on goal, 7 saves. 2 goals went in, so there you go. The exact result of this game played out in the stat sheet. So, well, good showing by both teams in Game 2. We're heading straight into Game 3. Once again, in the blue, Swarm Gaming; in the orange, Flipside Tactics. Swarm, as you notice, playing with a substitute today, Scrub Killer, who has been a defensive wall. Incredibly difficult to turn aside.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good pickup for Swarm Gaming to replace DeBoer today. And they've really been putting up a fight here against Flipside. Not a great clear, though, by Scrub
Killer. Oh, but it does go a little high. They got to get it out, and they do. The luck of the crossbar comes again. The best goalkeeper in Rocket League. There's a good long-distance shot. But Kooksier, nope. He's a good aerial goal, whatever. He's good at stopping aerial shots. There.
He's a good aerial keeper. There we go.
That works.
Yeah.
And he makes so many big aerial stops. It's just impressive. Oh, there's a good setup. Oh, I'm surprised Pashy didn't go in a little harder on that. Looked like he may have had a chance.
I think he was a little bit worried about the turnaround from Flipside. They looked like they were ready to put on an all-out frontal assault.
And it could have been. I think he may have also been out of boost there, now that I think about it. He was coming in at regular speed, and without boost, it's going to be hard to do that. There's Pashy. The Lion takes out another Gazelle. Mike Rules goes down, but they can't do anything with it.
Marky dribbles it past 2 people to put that one on goal, but nobody's there to follow up for him.
Yep, so far looking very good for both teams again. Just a long series of no goals.
Yeah, I think Scrubkill is doing a nice job in defense, but right now they really have to put the offense on. They lost that last game mostly because of the tries on goal that Flipside was able to make happen. So if Swarm wants to take this game, I think they need to show a little bit more offense too.
They do, and sometimes showing that offense is just really challenging in and of itself against Flipside. But a good opportunity there. Down goes Mike Rules again, taken out by Stocky. This could be good. Long distance, Marky gets the shot, or gets the touch, but he doesn't get a good clear on it. But there it is.
Really nice aerial save there from Marky Duda.
Yeah, they're playing some smart, aggressive, like that same full contact approach. Not quite as all out as it was in previous series. But they are pulling it out here and there, trying to take their opponents out of play. I'm really surprised, honestly, that we don't see that kind of overly aggressive contact. Good setup. Nobody able to actually come in for the finish, though. And I think that type of setup, like you just saw from Pashy, is part of the reason that Swarm is a little bit handicapped without Gabor. Stocky wasn't able to come up and make a finish on there, whereas Gabor would have come in and been that third person up front to try and play that corner setup. But unfortunately, Scrubkiller was hanging back because that's his role here and was playing in goal. Here's a good setup, though. That's going to definitely be a goal. Stocky gets the early shot, draws first blood here in Game 3. Long distance, too.
Yeah, that was a really good clear out by Scrubkilla, and then he was able to put it right in front. And, yeah, Swarm takes the 1-0 lead.
Yep, so far, so good. Now, Marky Duda, though. Quickly.
You could tell that Marky was anticipating something as soon as Cooksey went off the wall there, and when he was just putting himself in front of the goal, that's all he really needed to do. Ball came right to him.
He was in a good spot. So already game tied up. Minute left.
Flipside, they're making sure they're not out of this game yet, because honestly, this is a very pivotal game. Whoever wins this one has the chance of going into the game 3 that could mean
desperately trying to get.
Yeah, and I wouldn't count them out just yet. I mean, Scrubkilla already looks like he's playing a little bit more aggressive this game. I think they may have been talking after that last game and thinking, hey, maybe if we bring on the aggression a little bit more, we're able to put the pressure on the Flipside, score a little earlier, maybe get a few more extra goals, increase that lead, give them a more comfortable position.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to start seeing it now. Big stop there.
Unfortunately, they're sacrificing a little bit of their defense here. It almost cost them there, but Flipside wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Oh, look at that one.
Boy,
That's not the kind of goal you want to let go in.
yeah. Well, it looks like Scrubkilla was going for boost, and Stocky was also going for boost, and they both turned around at the same time and can't get back to that lead.
Heartbreaking goal to get things started. So now Swarm, Patchy trying to come up immediately and respond here.
He almost scores that one on his own, but yeah, Flipside was there.
There's a good center.
Stocky hit that.
That could be, and you know, but that's where I'm saying that's kind of where the work comes in. You get those miscommunications and you get that one going in for it, and he's the third man to kind of help be the eraser, pick up the mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, Ashley though exploits a big defensive lapse there. Take a look at this, plays it off the wall, bounces off his head. Marky dude, I can't get to it. Straight in, the game is tied again.
I want to point out Stocky. Sees Mike going back to the goal. He's actually bumping a little bit.
Smart play out of this team right now. That's why they're so like rules though, just squeeze it by. It's detonated at the same time as the ball. Everybody blows up on it. I'm not calling Patchy a mistake. Anyway, here comes Swarm again. Oh, Patchy misses on that, leaves the net wide open. It's certainly going to go in. That was just a huge. There's your mistake right there, folks. Big lapse there. Saki misses there. Mike Rule's going to make the punish easily. Gives his team the 2-goal lead.
Yeah, that's the downside of going on the full offense, and like you said, it could be the fact that they're missing one of their core members of this team. Scrubkilla moving forward a little bit, leave the goal line open.
Oh,
Ashley actually gets bumped into that one.
yeah, makes his own kind of stop to keep the ball in the wrong zone.
Yeah.
Oh, but here he goes, coming back upfield again. Tries to play it off the wall. Looked like he would have had a nice wall shot if he could have pulled it out.
Just kind of whiffed that one.
Yeah, now they're playing a little quiet right now. Flipside slowing it down, trying to set their own pace. There's a good shot on goal. It's going to be backed up by Patchy. Gets it a little too high, though. But a good shot on goal. Scrubkilla was trying to do something there. I'm not sure what. Stocky.
Oh, Mike gets blown up again by Patchy.
Trying to take people out and just keep this ball going forward. This is just a big scrim for the ball right now.
Yeah, it looks like Flipside's trying to slow down the game a little bit because they're already got the 2-goal lead. They're trying to retain that as best as possible. But yeah, Swarm really needs to make some plays here in order to capitalize so they can get this game a little bit closer.
They are starting to do it, though. We're seeing a lot more in the way of good offensive chances by Swarm. Putting a lot more on the net. Floats up a little high, but it's turned aside by Coops here. So far, just, you're right. I mean, Flipside definitely slowing it down a bit, just trying to keep the ball in the blue zone. Not really super concerned with opportunities except for that one, but Coops here actually misses that one. A wide open net. Never want to let that go. Final minutes of play. 2-goal differential for Flipside Tactics. They have to get 2 goals here to not go down 3-1. Oh, and that one gets turned away by Coops here. Swarm might be in a rough spot now. You know Flipside gave away that first game. Scrubkilla with a little celebratory backflip. Follow him on this one. Just sort of does this little move here. Flip. And here comes Coops here. Who gets the goal?
Yeah, I think that was just a mistake in the double tap. He ended up backflipping instead of that aerial. Leaving it wide open.
Yeah, so it looks like Flipside probably going to take this game. There's another shot, goes high off the crossbar. Again, just so much pressure. Everybody forward, everybody in a good spot. Coops puts another one in. 5-1, Flipside assuredly going to take game 4 now.
Yeah. Wow. That was just a scrap for the ball in front of the goal. If you're Swarm Gaming, you can't let that happen.
Swarm now has to do some big regrouping. Now in a must-win situation. Flipside. Assuming that Flipside can move on to take this last game, maybe the last game, we might be seeing a case where if they're not at full strength, it's a pretty one-sided affair, but when they are just dead even.
That game definitely looks like it's all Flipside. And, the previous games didn't look necessarily that way, so I think that maybe
really good, bad defensive move there. Stocky just able to punish it. Mike Rules doesn't get a good angle on the ball. Easily touched, easily put away. Stocky gets the first blood goal for Swarm Gaming, trying to drag this game to a game, drag this series, I should say, to a game 6. And hopefully they can do it for their sake.
I think that early goal is going to be huge for them if they can keep this kind of momentum going. The Flipside's going to have a hard time turning it around.
I honestly think the strategy of using Scrubkilla on defense, not sacrificing him forward, has worked better.
Yeah.
You know, they did it last game and it got punished a lot. But this, you know, the other games they did lose a couple of them, but they were much closer. Oh, and there's Mike Rules with a big, very close stop in the corner to keep this going. But yeah, Scrubkilla has been great on defense. They really got to keep that up. It did work out well, and now they're 1 goal up here in Game 5. Oh, and there, Mike Rules.
That was one heck of a redirect. That was an amazing goal there for
Mike Rules sees it coming, just gets a little side swipe on it, puts it in the net. Nobody's able to get there in time. Tie game. Just under 4 minutes to play, and there's a wide open net too. Nope, nobody can do anything. However, Swarm coming back. Stocky plays to the corner, tries to center for Pesci, but no, it gets redirected away.
Really nice stop there.
scrub killer's goal. You take a look at this. Big aerial shot. Pashy just sort of comes in, gets a little header to basically to make sure it gets past the defense. Good play. Gives them the lead now. Here in game 5. He kind of did, but you know what? It was actually, you know, there's a difference between just getting up there and stealing a goal, and that was actually a bit of a smart steal. He saw that there was a defender there. I wasn't sure exactly who it was. I think it might have been Mike. But he saw there was somebody there. He wanted to make sure that ball definitely outpaced that defender. So it was a wise move to ensure it went in. But yeah, a little bit of a steal. Good play off the wall here, Pashy. Does get turned away, but not too bad. So here now playing it back up, trying to set up his teammates.
I really like this aerial play. Definitely shut it down. All of these Flipside chances.
Oh, it's Stocky. That was such a wide open shot. It was so good, but it just went high and they couldn't do anything. I will admit, Scrub Killer is looking fantastic on defense. I don't know if he plays for a team outside of being a substitute for Swarm, but somebody's going to sign him here. Nice little bit of a floating touch. Beautifully done. Beautifully done by Passion. Look at this play. He sees the ball coming in. He knows Marky's going to stop it. So he gets a little touch, makes it a little harder. And Marky has to dedicate going to the air. He can't do it in time.
Wow. Well, Swarm. They got into the goal lead right now.
And that is a good spot for them to be in. Hopefully they can ride this through all the way to game 6. Pashy takes to the air. Does get turned aside by Mike Rules. Now, Flipside kind of on the back foot, having to play defense. Having a bit of a hard time. Mike Rules, nice bit of dribbling, gets it past. Flips here trying to come through. Can't make it happen. And Flipside dealing with a lot of pressure by Swarm. But they're not overcommitting. That's exactly what they need to do. And it's, you know, talk about how the strategy is working. And clearly it's in a good place now. They're up 3-1. Trying to close that gap. Mike Rules takes out Scrub Kill. A very nice play. Gets the goaltender out of harm's way. Not enough there. Not able to do anything to actually secure a goal.
Swarm playing some good defense right now with all these chances. Another great save. Stocky. If they keep this up, they're getting serious.
Stocky again with the big epic stop.
That one definitely looked like a kill, for sure.
Oh, it did, and that's Stocky's kind of bread and butter. That's what he's known for, is being that defensive machine. He's made a bit of a name for himself as a big striker here, though, for Swarm. You know, he typically makes a lot of really high-velocity shots, but as it stands right now, Swarm with a nice setup here. Here comes Pashy.
Wow.
Easy goal. Good stop. Prevents the clear. Watch Pashy. Prevents the clear off the wall. Redirects it back in. Nobody back there to stop it. That's a big misplay by Flipside. Didn't leave somebody back. They overcommitted a little too early on that. The ball hadn't even crossed halfway, and they were already up front expecting to be able to make plays on it. And I think Swarm's ready to force a game 7 here. But Pashy's going to have to pick himself back together.
The way that this is looking, yeah, I mean, Swarm is putting up all kinds of good chances as they put another one in. This just totally flipped on its head. This series is ridiculous.
Really
we saw this out of Flipside last game, and now we're seeing Swarm. This is crazy.
Yeah, we're getting now finally. I think they realized that the strategy they were using earlier that gave them so many close games is effective. Stocky brutally takes out Mike Rules very deliberately, getting another goal here. Nope, denied by Mike Rules, though we actually managed to get back in time due to being demolished. So sometimes being demolished equally as good of a strategy as getting demolished. There's Boots here, making another goal up. Not enough though.
I think they're trying to work out some new strategies in the next game. This one is pretty far gone at this point for Flipside. So what they need to do is they need to focus on their style of play. Right now, obviously Swarm hoping to force that game 7. But if you're Flipside here, I think you need to win this one. Swarm's on the bubble. They've been doing really well the last 2 games, really. So
yeah, Swarm looked really good this game. They got to keep that strategy going, ride this momentum into game 6, and hopefully take it even further forward. Here we go, game 6 already. Passing.
First 3 seconds of the game.
Now he's gonna try and take advantage of that. A little too late though. Plenty of time for Mike Wilson to regroup. Good wall shot. Marky turns it aside. Here comes Saki. There's a follow-up and he gets it. That is typical Swarm right there. Watch this one more time. Patchy sets it up off the wall. Turns aside to Stocky. Gets the rebound. Puts it to the far side of the goal. Nobody was able to get to it. Really played.
Yeah, I mean, Swarm is taking that momentum to the right. Flipside's got to do something. They got to do something crazy here. Get themselves back in the mentality. They always get.
They do. And a big problem, you talked about this earlier, how Flipside loves to have fun when they play. And that's great. But I gotta wonder, does the fact that they don't take this as seriously as a team like Swarm does, could that be their undoing, ultimately? Swarm has been constantly improving their team members out. They've been working tirelessly to become better and better. Really, their ultimate goal has been to beat Flipside.
Right.
And if they can do this here, I said it before and I'll say it again, if they can do this here, they have secured their place as EU's #1. They made a name for themselves in that last series. Mike Rules with that amazing stop, trying to preserve a narrow lead here. But if they can do it, they're in a great spot. There's a good setup in Stocky again. So good. Watch Pashy comes in, gets the little touch here to prevent the ball from flying too far out. Stocky wide open, that drills it in there. I don't think he got quite the angle he wanted, but it doesn't matter. Get in. 2-0 for Swarm. They want this game 7. They want this whole series.
Yeah, right there is a clear example of why Flipside has defense. They both Flipside and Mike were there for that ball.
No.
And again. Wow.
I mean, they're doing exactly what you have to do to turn around offense, and that's to get really good clears. They're finding the holes in the offense, piercing them, driving the ball back to the net. And well, I must say, Swarm is just riding away the momentum. Speaking of which, what is going on? What is this?
Running away with this game right now. What Flipside is doing? Stop and think about this a little bit. They're letting this take it. They really gotta. They can do something. They didn't stop it. Try to play some defense. They didn't score on it for 5 seconds.
I see people trying to say it's not Patchy, it's Kenobi. Look, you may not have seen a lot of EU. No, Patchy's this good. This is how good these guys are. If you've never watched EU before, no surprise. Patchy is just a damn good player.
And I can confirm that it's not Kenobi. Don't worry about that. He's actually not playing that good.
Yeah, Kenobi not involved in this. Not going to be playing Snyder. Well, there we go, finally. Getting on the board, Marky Duda. Nice way to kind of drill past this defense who had a hard time clearing it out. Shoots here, actually, a nice setup there, kind of back-flipping it to prevent the ball from going far. But, still a lot left. Swarm looking so good.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to make of this. I mean, if this is what they're going to do, then Game 7 is just a given. But I know that nothing is a given when you're dealing with Flipside. Oh, look at that. Beautiful aerial shot by Scrubkilla. But it does barely get turned away. They can't
really
change
nice
up their approach now, though. Yeah, you're right. Excellent chance. There's another shot. Scrubkilla again. Being the savior.
That was just right place, right time, and then, oh, wow. They're able to put one in.
Yeah, Marky gets a good touch here from the ground. Well, little in the ground. Puts it up high. Too hard to get to. They're trying to close this gap. Plenty of time to do it. But we shall see if they can actually pull it off. Here comes another long-distance attempt. Stocky tries to get the aerial, but it's turned away.
Yeah, Cooks here able to take the momentum there and push it onto Swarm's side, and that's what they really need to do. They need to get some more chances on the goal. Because surprisingly low number of shots for Flipside this game.
Oh, nice key demolition there by Pashy. Takes Cooksier out. They weren't able to do anything with it, though. But there's Scrub Killa yet again. Stocky plays it up. Cooksier plays it aside, and we're still going. So now, 4-2, minute and a half to play. Good shot by Scrub Killa, gets it up. I don't know why they're changing their strategy now, though. They got Scrub Killa playing up, and, you know, don't mix it up now. It's working so well.
Oh, almost a shot on goal, into the goal there.
Yeah.
But Pashy's able to make the save.
Pashy with a good clear, Stocky with Pashy with a good save, and Stocky with a nice clear. Good set up there, tries to get it off, but that one's right on point, but no, it's still not out of danger territory. Oh, and that nearly went in. They needed that. This 2-goal deficit with a minute to play can't last much longer.
Wow, I can't believe that. The crossbar, #1 keeper again.
Oh, and look at those close shots, just bouncing on every part of the goal that isn't the net. I mean, that's really what we've been getting right now. Swarm having to play defense. They got to get a good clear here again, just to turn this around. If they get one more goal, it's an assured win. But if they don't get if they don't get a good clear there, that's not good. Marky Duda coming off the wall, sees the defense happen, but does manage to put it in. I think it went off some defenders there.
Some
30
rough
seconds
plays there from Swarm, and they open the door. That's really not what you want to do against Flipside.
Not at all, and there's Marky Duda with a huge aerial shot to tie the game up with 23 seconds to play. Never count Flipside out. Look at that shot. Gets right to the corner.
Flipside hit the switch there. I knew they would, and they did. They were down 4 goals, and they said this is not happening. So they really needed to turn it on, and that was it right there. The fact that they've tied this up is just amazing. The momentum that Swarm had was just incredible, and somehow Flipside's able to turn that around and tie this game up.
Oh, and there goes another one. I gotta stop it. And Cooksier gets the go-ahead goal with 6 seconds to spare. Oh, what a collapse. What a monumental collapse. Flipside hit the switch and Swarm could not adjust. If they don't score in these final 6 seconds, this series is done, and Flipside Tactics will win yet again. But it's not over yet. Now it is.
Now it is. Yep.
Flipside Tactics comes back with a vengeance. An unrelenting vengeance.
Wow.
To take Game 6 and take the series.
It was a play.